Good morning, friends. This is Merly, and welcome to our Saturday garden walkthrough. Today is the last day of May 2025, and I am so excited to show you what is going on in my garden here in Kentucky, Zone 7. So, we are walking here in the little path that I created with a weed fabric, and I am standing next to the um, water hoses you see in here. Um, so we have our fertilizer bottle that's Master Blend for tomatoes, and then we actually have two of these bottles, but I only have one of them installed for now. But later on, I will add the other one, and then this is the one that's connected to the fertilizer container. This is just water that goes into another zone in the garden. And then this is for the water hose that's just a sprayer. So let's walk right here while waiting for our friends to check in. Maybe they're still busy with their gardens. But, okay, I wanted to do our live stream a little bit early this morning because I have a lot of things to do. So Saturday is gardening day for me, but I also have a lot of things that need to be done out there in the produce stand. Look at this, guys. This is Shasta Daisy. It's really tall now. And then our flower tower, and we've created a video of how we made this flower tower. If you are interested, um, it's in our playlist. So the petunia plants are looking good. They need to be dead-headed though. So usually you have to remove the spent blooms from the flowers to encourage the plant to set out more flowers. Um, Shasta Daisy, yeah, it's a big bush because I didn't get to do anything to it, and right now it is too late to transplant the Shasta Daisy. So they stay in this spot. It's a huge bush. It's about, I would say, 3 feet tall. Right here is our original strawberry patch, which is really super duper wide. I have uncovered most of it. This is the bird netting that I use for my strawberries. It doesn't. They don't have berries anymore, and the remaining berries that I didn't get to pick, I just let the birds come in here. So there are so many birds in the garden right now. And then over there, we have our garlic. They're looking good. We've harvested one row or a couple of rows um, to use this green garlic, and we sell green garlic at the stand. But the rest of this garlic, look at that, they're looking great. And all of these are garlic plants. Right here we have the strawberries. Hello, Carson, good morning. Thank you. Yeah, nice garden. Yeah, thank you very much. Been working hard for this. And then I noticed that because it's been warmer, the broccoli has started bolting. So today, I might just have to harvest all of the broccoli. So this is one of the arches. We do have a few plants in the ground. Um, The one right next to the marigold plant is Aphrodite cantaloupe. So we have two cantaloupe plants on this side and then two cantaloupe plants on the other side. Look at that. This one is growing really good. And we have another cantaloupe right there. And I put another marigold in here. I just put in like a bunch of different plants in here. Oh, I just noticed. Let's take a look at the broccoli. Couple of beds here with broccoli. So yesterday this was like perfect round, but notice that uh, it has started bolting as well. This one looks so nice yesterday too. It doesn't look bad right now. Yeah, we do have a lot of plants. Now this one is so perfect. This is so perfect for the market. And then we have Swiss chard, and those are cauliflower. And then these in here, we have 5 blackberries, and look at that. It's just so weedy in here. This needs to be cleaned, but we have a lot of blackberries already coming from this plant. We just planted this year, but it looks like they were grown in pots for, I don't know, a few years maybe. So that we still have the 2 empty spots that need to be planted, and the celery row that's full of weeds now. And then right here, asparagus. This is our asparagus bed. Some of them have fallen over. I let them fern out too early in the season, but that's okay. I'm done eating asparagus for the season. We've harvested a lot. That is a 4-year bed of asparagus, by the way. And then here we have all of the cilantro in this bed already bolted, and this will attract a lot of pollinators, bachelor button. And then we have some sage tucked in, and we also have some elephant garlic. I've already removed the scapes. Garlic scapes are so good. And then here, this is just our holding area. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I did not know this. It probably got so windy last night because the roses, look at that, they just fell over. So I'm gonna need to fix this here in a little bit. The roses will need to be planted in another part of the property. So I have that big landscaping project that I need to do. Just fix this real quick. Okay. And they need water too. These are actually good roses. I got 28 of them. I've just been busy working on planting my peppers, and I forgot about the roses. Okay, let's just fix them real quick. Oh, and then we will go to another part of the garden. Yeah, they're a little bit stuck. I hope they're fine. But yeah, we have all different kinds of roses. Look at this one, kind of like yellow. And then these are grapes. We have a couple of grape plants. I know it's too thick. I need to prune the grapes. Look at that. It already has little fruit. So this needs to be pruned, or else I won't get any grapes this year. Okay, so going to this row. Oops. Yeah, this is just the holding area for this roses. This is not where they will be planted. Oh, they're tangled together too. We did not have a big storm or anything last night, but in this area we usually get strong winds, and since the pots of roses are so dry. Oops. Yeah, hold on. Here you go. Yeah, they're so dry, so they easily fall over. Okay. We have a couple more in here that have fallen over. And also I noticed that squirrels come in here and they dig underneath the plants. It's crazy. There's so many squirrels. Okay. All right, at least we've picked up all of those pots. And then here, oh, there's one bed I want to show you. These are purple top turnips. And I can tell that we got some bugs already because they've been chewing on the leaves. We've been harvesting from this bed. Look at that. I planted them a little bit too close together, and so I kept on harvesting from the spot where like it's too tight so that the others can grow. But this is a good size purple top turnip, so we can, that's what I've been doing. I planted them really early. These were planted in March. Yeah, sometime in March. Turnips can tolerate mild frost. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is really good. I'm not sure if you like eating turnips, but this turnips look so amazing. And then that's a pallet greenhouse that we've built. And then we have some apple trees right there in the back. Two of them are big enough to produce, and one of them, I think the Gala, yeah, Gala apple is producing. Okay, going back in here so I can show you some more parts of the garden. These are mostly onions in this bed, and then we have, I added garlic on this side. Look at this garlic. Garlic plants are so big. And then some of the onions have bolted, and I've read that if you start from seeds, this will most likely not happen. So next year I'll be starting my onions from seeds. This is another onion bed. We've been just harvesting them for green onions, but right now they're too big and they have bulbs already. So let me see if I can find something here that's visible. Oh, okay, this one. Look at that. See, there's a bulb. This is sweet onions, and those are the red onions. All right, let's go this way. More garlic, and that's oregano. I've been trimming them off to sell in the produce stand. The ones that were not trimmed, look at that, they have bolted already. And now we have our herbs in here: stevia, thyme, sage, lavender. We have basil. The basil is bolting too, probably from the fluctuations in temperature. But I removed the top of this plant yesterday, and then also I pinched off the top of this zinnia. There's rosemary. You can hardly see it because of the the weeds. And this, yeah, this area, I'm not proud of this, but look at that. Underneath all of these weeds is a huge bunch of celery. And then right here we have a few plants. This one is Jetstar. I always have a hard time saying the word Jetstar tomatoes. And then I planted some Swiss chard in here. So my game plan this year is to put different types of plants in one area. So I'm going for variety. And the reason for that is last year I planted all beans in this side. So I did kind of like monocropping, and there was so much bug pressure, and we had a lot of squirrels come here, and they would just like bite off the stem of the climbing beans. And so I ended up not getting beans, because instead of getting a lot of beans from one area, the beans were just killed, and I got tired of replanting them, because every time I planted new ones, animals would just come and eat them. So now I mix them up, and it looks like it's working, because nothing has come yet to eat this wing bean that's on the ground. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. Okay, so I'm just walking here on the other side. So cauliflower is looking good. Um, and then Swiss chard, we have been harvesting our Swiss chard every 2 to 3 days. So yeah, the Swiss chard is doing amazing. Back here in the back of the broccoli row, and all of this broccoli will need to be harvested today. Yeah, they cannot stay here for one more day, especially it's gonna be in the 80s today. That's gonna bolt. These are ever-bearing strawberries. If you have been following me, you have probably seen when I planted these strawberries, and I got this from a local lady, and I bought 30 and she gave me about like 45 tiny plants. She said they're small, so she gave me extra. And look at that, the plants are so healthy and they are setting out. Look at that, a lot of runners, and this is what I want because I am propagating these strawberries, and later in the season I will move these strawberry plants to a container and put them in the greenhouse. So that's what we have in here. And on this side we have some I don't know, some issues with fungus, I think, because look at that, the sage just died and the rosemary also died, and then the bachelor button also died. So all these three plants, there's a thyme in here. The thyme is fine. So just in that area, I don't know what happened. So I just wanted to show you that because not everything in the garden is positive. But that's normal, and we gardeners know that. And look at this. Ooh, that's cantaloupe. Okay guys, now let's walk over to our front garden. And this is where I usually do my work, because this is such a big area. For one person, this is such a big area. You've probably seen the hay bale strawberries, and we got a lot of strawberries from this row. So I'm keeping the hay bales. I just need to add a weed freak on this side because it's kind of hard to clean it, and the weeds have grown taller. But these two rows in here are planted with celery and cauliflower. They're alternating, and the purpose for this is because the celery has certain smell. I'm hoping that the bugs won't be able to find the cauliflower that I planted. And so far, there's little damage on the leaves of the cauliflower. I mean, there are some holes. Actually, there's look at that. I just jinxed myself. That's a tiny cabbage worm. So they found the cauliflower. That's okay. This is totally experimental. But I'm so proud of this garden. Look at that row. They're so good. We've already done one round of harvesting of the celery. And the way I harvest my celery is, I don't pull the whole plant. What I do is I just cut off this, do you call it a stem? Because people don't really need that whole plant. So I cut off the big one. So like these two stems are ready. Yeah, we cut off the big ones and then bunch them. And this celery, I tell you, smells so amazing and it tastes so good. Like the ones that you can buy from the grocery store don't taste as good as this homegrown celery. Next guys, I want to show you, I hope I don't make you dizzy. I'm moving too fast. Faster than how I should move, but because I'm so excited to show you the tomatoes. So first batch of tomatoes. So this is the row of tomatoes, and these are all red juice tomatoes planted on April 20th. So it is over a month, but 5 weeks, yeah. 5 weeks in the ground. But I did not start this from seeds. This row of tomatoes, I just bought the seedlings from an Amish farm. So they were already big when I got them. I got them like early April. But I waited until my last frost date, which was around, my last frost date in here is from like April 15th, April 21st. This year it said April 21st, but and so I waited for that weekend, I think April 20th, when these were planted. Look at this. Nice, right? We have lots of blooms in our tomato plants. We got tomatoes. Now this little damage here is from the way it rubbed onto the twine. This is not an insect damage, but the other one looks perfect. And let's walk this way. I am so excited with these tomatoes because so it's only May 31st and we already have bigger fruit in these plants. But this is not the earliest that I've planted my tomatoes, because at one time I put in just for a trial about 15 tomato plants on April 15th. But that year, April 15th was the last frost date. So I'm just 1 week behind this year. And it's because of, you know, you can't really predict the weather. Look at this. So nice. And I love tomatoes. This is probably the biggest. Look at that. But this red juice tomatoes, if you are not familiar with the red juice tomatoes is actually a very good variety. And you can get a 1-pounder. Now this is new. This is the first time I'm showing this in YouTube because I just finished this 2 days ago. Anyway, and you can probably see the difference between the two rows. These are sweet peppers, Aristotle and Flavor Burst. Aristotle is red bell and Flavor Burst is yellow bell. So we have red and yellow in here. I don't have orange. I should have planted orange, right? So I can have the red, orange, and yellow just like the ones in the grocery store. But that's okay. I can have 3 colors from this. Red bell peppers, yellow bell, and green, because they all start as green. So this row, this has been planted long time ago, right after I planted the tomatoes. So this, I think, went in the ground around late April. However, peppers are warm weather crops, and so they really will not do anything for you until it gets warm enough for them. So this has started growing. You see it has branched out already and the leaves are green. Now this row is new because this has been planted two days ago, and the reason for that is this is a new row, so I had to burn holes in the weed fabric. I had to install a new irrigation line. I had to make some measurements. I had to dig out the dirt and replace it with soil that is suitable for planting, because this is clay. So what I do, and if you have a clay soil, this might work for you as well. I dug a hole in the ground. I removed that soil totally because it's useless. And then if you have compost, you can put compost. In my case, I ran out of good compost. I am doing my own composting, but they are not yet ready. And so I kind of cheated by using potting soil. So this is potting soil in this row. I think it will probably give you better soil medium if you use a compost. And next time, because every year I replace this area, or like just amend the growing hole with compost or put some fertilizer. But yeah, this is what we have in here. And new this year is the steak in the pepper rows, because last year all of my peppers fell over and then it got so messy and it was hard to walk in the paths. So I just want the paths clear so I can bring my cart in here when I harvest. And really, when you're doing harvesting, you have to be quick, because like in my case, I like doing the harvesting in the morning, and when it's already hot, I kind of I don't want to do it anymore, so I have to do the harvesting really quick. So 30 plants, 30 pepper plants in this row, and then this row I think has 28, because this is staggered. You see that I did not put them right next to each other, so that they're a little bit far away. I don't want them to be too crowded. But of course, peppers like holding hands with each other, and that's why I created 2 rows next to each other. So this, you see the line, and this line, that's that's 1 foot. Okay, so the rows are 1 foot apart. The plants in the row are 2 feet apart, and this, I don't know how far, higher than 1 foot, I think. Okay, so yeah, they're looking great. That's a really nice, look at that. I love these peppers. And you know, peppers, if you don't get a frost, or if you live in a place where there's no winter, pepper can just keep on growing for you. You can actually overwinter peppers. You just have to bring them inside. And I've done that before. I've overwintered jalapenos. These are the extra seedlings I have. And this will go, no, actually these are not extra. Beacon. I think these are sweet banana peppers. Just my guess. I can't remember exactly what the variety names are. Okay, next is the row of summer squash. We have green zucchini. This is Spineless Beauty. They have started producing. Look at this little zucchini. So I think in a couple of weeks we'll have, no, probably in a week's time, because look at this. It's already big, and that one too. Yeah, and well, we actually have some bigger zucchinis. No wonder why zucchinis are now cheap in the market, because there are so many zucchinis already. You probably have a lot of zucchinis too. Here we have our where's our marker here? Yellow squash. Oh, it's right here. Okay, let's see. This is yellow straight neck. Yellow straight neck. And I am growing these squash plants vertically. So the ones with the cage, they will just grow inside the cage. And then I will keep on adding twine to hold the others, so they won't fall over. And I get to keep my path, my clean path. Good morning, diamonds in the garden. I hope you are enjoying your garden as well. Look at this. Ooh, yellow squash. They're almost ready. And we also have 30 plants. And then here, this is supposed to be a cabbage row. Now this cabbage looks good, but for some reason, some of the seedlings did not make it. I have a lot of work to do in the garden. Beautiful. Yeah, we're always busy in the garden. Hi, Ben. Oh, my son is here. I'm doing a live stream. I'm showing our friends our beautiful plants. Yeah, many of these cabbage plants are actually looking great. Look at that. And I'm so excited for these cabbage plants. Okay, so let's walk this way.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll probably just, these are all cabbage. So let's just skip through this. And this one here,
It's tomatoes.
tomatoes. And these are all red juice, I think. Let's check the,
And the other row is
are
also
this,
tomatoes.
are these all red juice?
Yes.
Yes, let's see. Yeah, it says red juice. So I believe these are all red juice. We do have some small. This one is over a foot tall already. This is small because this has been in the ground for a week. It's a replacement for the one that was eaten by the cutworm. If you're not familiar with cutworms, these are gray worms. They're in the ground, and then they will bite off the stem of your young seedlings. They basically cut the stem, so then your plant's dead because it cuts it at the base, like soil level. Now this here is a mix of heirloom tomatoes. I believe we have Roma. Yeah, I'm growing Roma this year. Last year we had so many heirloom tomatoes, but we just sold the seedlings and we just grew. Last year we grew red juice and Cherokee purple. That's all. And it was not fun. I like growing different things. Oh yeah, this one is dead. I don't know why. We'll just, okay. Looks like it was bitten in here, so probably cutworm. But this one, because the stem's already big, it didn't really cut all the way, but it still killed the plant. So that needs to be replaced. What is that? That's Roma.
The other one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do have a lot of extra seedlings. We did not sell the seedlings this year. I'm just keeping the seedlings for myself so I can have extra. Look at this. Upstairs. Next to my bed. On the table. And then here. And then, okay, he was just, my son was asking about his remote. Because I hide his remote at night so that he will not wake up in the middle of the night and watch TV. So usually when he couldn't find his remote, when he wakes up in the middle of the night, he goes back to sleep. So he came in here looking for his remote. Okay, so he's gone because I told him where the remote is. This is Roma. Yeah, I'm so excited for these little blooms from Roma. And then here, more Roma. What is this? Oh, look at this. Different leaves because this is brandywine. I have grown brandywine before and I haven't been successful with brandywine. So I'm hoping this year that my brandywine plants will do better because I heard that they taste really good. And also I got too ambitious because I'm planting a lot of brandywines. I have two varieties of brandywine tomatoes. I have brandywine red. So these in here are brandywine red. I don't know how many there are. At least 5, I think. Maybe 10. I'm not sure. And then we have, okay, this is just saying brandywine red. Oh, look at that. The brandywine also has some blooms. That's still red. All right, so I guess, okay, so that's the end of the brandywine red. This, starting here, is Amish paste. Amish paste is actually one of my favorite heirloom tomatoes. They're so good in making spaghetti sauce. Yeah, spaghetti sauce, all kinds of sauces. They do taste really good. Yeah, I agree. They taste so good. Amish paste. We're walking through here. I can see Amish paste, Amish paste. Okay, they're all Amish paste. Oh, okay, exciting. And yeah, I'm still, you can see I'm watering my garden right now. Just this zone. There are 2 zones in the front garden. I'll probably make it 3 when I get done planting because I still have like 2 or 3 rows that need to be planted. But I just want to show you this. Look at my label. I am using a, what is this? Like a marker, a garden marker. So this one does not come off. And also, I'm so cheap. Look at that. This is just a recycled plastic solo cup. that I cut out to put wrote the name on it. So I say there, and then I can use it next year. Okay, now right here we have the row of zinnias, and then we also have zinnias on the back and the side of that building. That's our produce stand. We are selling some of our produce. Now that it's early, we're getting our most of our produce from the Amish farmers, but we should have ours. We've been putting out some celery, herbs, what else? Broccoli, Swiss chard. So those are our own. But the tomatoes that we're selling are from the Amish. Okay, so these are just zinnias, and these are the Benaries mix or something. So these are supposed to be big, and you don't see any flowers because I just pinched them off. Okay, going back to the main garden. More of the zucchini right there. And so these 2 rows of tomatoes were planted a couple of weeks after the first batch. And you can tell the difference because the first batch is really big. And then these 2, they just started growing. Now these are kind of new, a few days old in the garden. They're still small. And these are also a mix. This row is for my heirlooms. We got, what's this? Is Carolina Gold heirloom? I'm not sure. It probably isn't. This is yellow. These are yellow tomatoes. And then, but I know I have some heirloom tomatoes in here. That's all Carolina Gold. Okay. I was wrong. Oh, here. We have Sweet 100. It's probably not heirloom, right? I'm not sure. Okay, Sweet 100s are very good tasting cherry tomatoes. Oh, Brandywine Pink. Oh, actually, yeah. We got Brandywine Red and Brandywine Pink. I thought I have Brandywine Yellow, but I don't think I have Brandywine Yellow. I just have Carolina Gold. That's the only yellow that I have. But I have Brandywine Pink and I have Cherokee Purple. So I think I have a good mix in here of hybrid and heirloom tomatoes. We have red juice mostly, and then Brandywine Pink, Brandywine Red, Sweet 100, Amish Paste. What else did I say? Roma, Carolina Gold, Cherokee Purple, and then these are red juice. So this is just a row of red juice. Not very interesting until they produce, because red juice tomatoes are very delicious. Like, if I am to pick the best tasting tomato, it's probably red juice. Plus, it has a longer shelf life than the heirlooms. Red juice is, by the way, a hybrid. Now here we are looking at our sunken container garden where I am growing cucumbers. These cucumbers have been in here for a long time, like a very long time. Oh, and finally I have figured out how to put the irrigation in here. I actually just put the old irrigation back. I removed the old irrigation line and I was gonna put this in the zinnia row. But then the new irrigation line that I created did not work. It's this one. Looks like spiders. It's the same thing that people use for the potted mums, but this is just not set up as a spider, but it's just one. It's not like, because the spider has four different like little tube like this. But I set it up just one piece, do it here, because I saw one video on YouTube that does something similar, but it's in a greenhouse. Unfortunately, for this setup to work, what you have to do is you need to have all of them to be like this. So you cannot have one irrigation line that's laying in the ground and then another irrigation line that uses this tube. I didn't have enough pressure, water pressure, to have this work. So like if I want to do this, it has to be in a zone, has to be all similar. So what I did was I put back that irrigation It worked. I just clipped them in the ground so they won't move, and I have been making some adjustments to it. And yeah, I've been getting lots of blooms in the cucumbers, and but because it's still a little bit cooler for them, they did not take off yet. There's actually one in there that we will see. Okay, we're getting close to it. Variety of cucumbers. We have Dasher, Dasher 2. I think that's all. These are all Dasher. These are all slicing cucumbers. These, look at that. Ooh, looking good, right? But I'm planning on just doing like one vine, like single stem. So I might have to remove this one or let it grow and do two from this. We'll see. Last year I grew cucumbers in the same row. Unfortunately, only 3 or 4 of them would grow out of the 24, because there are 24 spots in here. The reason is this area is really low, and when it rains, it floods in here and then it drowns the plants. And in addition to that, we have some squirrels that will come here and dig around the plant or bite the stem. And so now that the cucumbers are planted in these pots, they actually all survived. I did not lose any cucumbers in this row yet. Hopefully that will stay the same, but yeah, the animals did not bother it. CB, my cucumbers are growing slow this year. Yeah, I noticed that too. There's just one outlier, the one that I showed you over there. That's the only one actually that's growing really big, and the others are slow. But I mean, cucumbers love the heat, so when it gets warmer, they should all be fine and will start producing. Now these are Jetstar. These Jetstar plants have been in here for a long time too. I have just been pinching off their blooms. Now it has set out another set of fruit here, but I'll probably just leave it alone for now. I mean, the plant's looking good now. It's been yellow for a very long time. And then here, yeah, this is where I need to plant today. These are eggplants. And then we have tiny red juice tomatoes. And then we have another row of red juice tomatoes. They've been in the ground for just a few days. I think I've lost 1 or 2. See, that's my problem in here, because the cutworms are very wild, and when the plants are small like that, like I need to have extra because I know that I have to replace them. Let's walk this way. I'll show you the eggplants, the first batch of eggplants. The little eggplants were started from seeds. The bigger ones, I bought this. I might just buy it next year. I mean, I love starting plants from seeds. But this is actually looking much better now. Yeah, eggplants are also warm, loving plants. I mean, they're not the best looking eggplants, but I mean, they're not they're not the worst either. So I think I'll take that. I mean, it's still early in the season. Like this one it actually has started branching, so I think that's gonna be fine. But I noticed that it's too early for these bugs to come in. Look at that. Is that aphids? Yeah, I just need to come in here with a sprayer. I use dish soap. I bought some neem oil too, so that will probably help out with these bugs that are munching on the leaves of the eggplants. So yeah, that's what we have in here, guys. I hope you enjoyed our garden tour today. It's always exciting to see what's new on a Saturday morning. And then later on we'll have, because we only have three rows left to be planted in this area, and then I'll be back to the back garden. And also I need to install my irrigation, no, not irrigation, but the fertigation system for this. Oh, if you haven't seen it yet, This is where that irrigation line ends. So this, except for the blueberries, are watered from one source, and then those in there have a different source. But that area does not get any fertilizer yet. But they will be getting their first fertilizer today, because after this live stream, I will set up the fertigation system for those plants, so my cucumbers will start producing. All right, guys, thank you for spending your time with me for our little garden tour today, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. You all have fun in your garden. God bless. Bye bye.